Take two. Introduce yourself. Who we got here, man?
What up, guys? Coach Kyndal Ray, a.k.a. a walking testimony here.
Hell yeah. Coach Kyndal. So what sports you coach?
I'm a recovery coach.
Okay. I was like, I'm a coach on life, you know?
Yeah, coaching.
I'm pretty sure you experienced life a little bit more than what other people experienced, you know what I'm saying?
I have lived it, I feel like.
So what inspired you to take this journey, to embark you from Florida? Oh, now you're in California, and you say you're not even done yet.
Yeah, so to specify on a walking testimony, I'm currently walking across America for mental health awareness and recovery. And it was something that actually started as an inspiration back in 2013. I was doing a year in the county jail, and I came across a newspaper article titled America on Foot about a guy named Harrison Melanian who walked from Tallahassee, Florida to Laguna Beach. I fell in love with the story, knew I wanted to walk across. 2014, I got in touch with him. He said the only thing I would have done different was walk for a cause. I tried to put together a walk for two totally different causes to take off January 1st, 2015. My life just wasn't in the right spot. Years later, after just way too much incarceration, something clicked in my head to change my life, and I decided to pick mental health awareness and recovery as in the last 16 years of my life. I've tried to take my life twice. I've overdosed numerous times, and I've been in county jail 11 times, in prison twice, but I'm a firm believer that my past does not define me.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that, dude. People change, bro. Surprisingly, people change, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Change is possible.
Change is 100% possible. So I mean, I don't want to get into too much of what you did and whatnot, but like in county jail, sitting there, like what motivated you to do? Like, was it because you were in there motivated you to try to get the fuck out of that kind of situation?
It was my second prison sentence. I was doing 5 years. It was 2.5 years in that just something clicked in my head that I didn't want to do it anymore. When I was younger, I used to deal with like depression and stuff from like my weight and everything. I used to be a big young kid. I gained a bunch of weight back in prison, and had nicknames I didn't like and stuff like that. And I just decided to do something about it for myself in a positive way. I started working out. I wasn't doing a lot of drugs in prison, even though it's easier to get drugs in prison than it is on the streets a lot of times. You just got to figure out what bunk to go to in your dorm. I wasn't doing a lot of drugs in prison, but it was like somebody trying to give me drugs one day, and we got in an argument about something different, and I was like, you know what, you just keep it. And it was like a week later, I was like, I don't think I want to do drugs anymore. And that was my date, and that was April 12th, 2019.
Hell yeah. Yeah, sometimes I have those spills where like, yeah, you got to do better, you know what I mean? And I do it. But like I sometimes will like be good for a week and then I just fall back and whatnot. So like, what's keeping you actually going, you know what I mean?
One thing that I've realized over years is that a person is only as good as their word, and their word is only as good as their action. I've used to say all these things that I would do and never put it into play. This has been a dream of mine since 2013, and to be able to change my life and do something positive behind it. When I say that I was going to go walk across America, I meant it, It's not always easy. Some days are absolutely terrible. I got a shin splint right now. I got to pause for a couple days. I've had a hernia on the journey. I've been through all kinds of weather, but at the end of the day, I've lived more life in the last 2 years than most people ever live in a lifetime. I've been to the top of so many mountains. I've been on the side of some of the craziest and most dangerous highways in America. And I've met some of the most amazing people you could ever meet on the journey. And if you were to ever go meet anybody who has walked across America, every single one of them will tell you that this journey has changed their perspective on people in the world, and that there is more good in the world than bad. That being said, I can attest for that. There's way more good in the world than bad. Just not everybody knows how to show their good side, or not everybody gets to see the good side of everybody. This journey just happens to bring out the good in a lot of people, and so to be on all the different social media accounts, it's pretty cool to share and let other people see it too.
Yeah. I saw you on my Facebook. So there's like a clan, a group of you guys then, right? There's not just like you decided to take a journey to walk. You're saying there's a bunch of other walkers?
No, I'm out here by myself. There has other people have been inspired to go do their own walks, maybe for different causes and stuff. But like when it comes down to it, if I'm not mistaken, I just seen a news article about somebody that's running across right now, setting a world record, and what did they say?
Because I was gonna say like you're Forrest Gump, but that guy's Forrest Gump.
Less than 400 people have done a on foot across America documented journey or have been recognized for it. A lot of people have hitchhiked, and there's probably been people that have walked across that just don't talk to nobody, and nobody knows what they're doing or what their life goal is. But I know as of under 400 people, there's over 3,000 billionaires in the world, man. So I'm like more rare than a billionaire.
Okay, that's what I was gonna
Just
say.
less money.
Okay, so because I'm curious, I'm wondering like day one when you decided to literally just start walking, like did you like collect information, talk to a group of people, or did you just literally grab your stuff, picked it up, and dipped?
So I was in work release. So part of my 5-year prison sentence, my last year in work release, I had a real job I was going to every day. I had an ankle monitor on and everything. I had my phone. So whenever it popped in my head that, I want to go walk across America, what can I walk for? People were posting every day about loss of life, drug overdose, suicide. That's when I picked mental health awareness and recovery. I researched a bunch of other people's journeys just to kind of see what people brought along. I reached out to a couple different people and asked questions. Some of them answered, some of them didn't. A lot of it was just kind of going off of the head of what do I think would be like good to take with me kind of thing. The day I left, I had way more than I needed, so much more than I needed. I started dwindling down real fast. Because honestly, I really don't need a whole lot.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like you like. So I'm on my second child with my wife, right? And thank you. And the first child, she was like, "Oh, we gotta have this and we gotta have that." Now with Lucy, it's like easy peasy. We're like, dude, she's not such a Nazi and whatnot, and she gets it. You know what I mean? So like, I think you're the right guy to answer. 3 things to take to a deserted island. What are you gonna take?
A water filtration system that can clean ocean water. Because then I'm supplied with hydration for the rest of my life.
That's my number one, dude.
Number one.
Life straw.
I don't know, but maybe a magnifying glass, because with the sun I can start my fires that way.
Super smart. One more.
And maybe like either a saw, like a hatchet machete thing, or like a machete saw hatchet combined kind of thing, just to take care of my shelter and clean my fish or stuff if I had to. But just some type of tool that I could sharpen something if I had to, basically, or cut a tree down, even if it took forever.
Oh yeah, like a little hatchet, right? Those hatchets are dope. Yeah.
I have one in that bin over there.
Yeah, those hatchets are amazing. I love those hatchets. Yeah.
I love them.
Dude, perfect killer list. That's a killer list, bro.
Right,
water, fire. Yeah. Water, fire, and defense and shelter. Right? That's
really, because whenever you look at it, most everything that we have, even electronics and all the modern day technology and everything, was started from natural resources.
No, 100%. Like I mean, a lot of what is it like? Okay, I don't want to like talk about this too much, but like men have been getting a lot of hatred from women, and they're like, what have men done? This and that, fucking fire, lodging and homes and all that stuff, like inventions. Don't get me wrong, women have invented a lot of cool stuff too. Like I give props to the what is it, Apollo 1. The program was written by a female, and it's like books like this, like, and that lady wrote every single code, right? So it's just like props. Like that was a huge milestone in humanity, you know what I mean? And a woman that took a huge part in writing that code for that rocket to get to space, you know what I mean? I bet they were gonna be like, oh, it didn't make it to space because of Martha, you know what I mean? And nah, it made it, dude, like, because you know how guys are, bro,
That's fair.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. So how has this journey impacted your physical and your mental health?
So it is scientifically proven, and don't take my word for it. Do your own research, anybody and everybody. But it's scientifically proven that nature and exercise both play a positive role towards mental health. So boom, with exercise alone, there's your physical. But to take care of yourself, to be, especially to when you're where you want to be, especially after I had to go through so much in prison. Like I got up between 3:30 and 4:30 for 95% of days for 2 years straight just to make sure I was doing a workout before I started my day, and I had never done that in my whole life up until that point. But when you learn what you're capable of, it feels good. That just does something to your mental health. Long walks, moving. I feel like there's healing in movement alone. And sometimes excessive movement can be bad. I just got a shin splint today, and you got to take care of yourself. But I'm sorry, what was the actual question?
Yeah, how's like the journey impacted your mental health and physical health?
I have grown up so much on this journey. It's helped my mental health, but some days I have, my own mental health days because I meet so many people. I always have something going on. I'm a one person running 5 social media accounts, always getting messages on all of them and tons of comments and everything. I do a lot of posting on top of I'm putting in tons of miles on so many days. Yeah. I got a lot going on. I'm in the middle of writing a book and stuff. So like some days it does get stressful, but at the end of the day, all I have to do is go walk to my next town, and I'm going to see an incredible sight, and all of that. So it's beautiful. As of right now, I got to pause for a couple of days because of my shin hurting, but we'll get back at it. I might even go skydiving while I'm down. We'll see.
Hell yeah. So on to my next question. Can you share some of your most memorable experiences on this journey? Top 3.
Base jumping in Moab, Utah, and that was as I was walking through. Now I went skydiving and base jumping again, but that was me like going back to the area, not walking through kind of thing. So the base jump was walking through. There's been so many awesome things.
Especially you live in the moment. You're not really worried about remembering, right?
Oh man, yeah, and every day there's a bunch going on.
Yeah, dude, 100%.
I went to Macaw Days in Cape Flattery in Nia Bay with the Macaw tribe. So I had walked up there, and then this was another being invited back kind of thing. But I got to spend like their like tribal days. Like they invited me to come hang out with the tribe basically, and I got to go sit and hang out with all of them. That was really epic. So I'll just no. No. But with Nia Bay in general, whether it was the Macaw Days or whatever, that was just one of the most special places on the journey. The most northwestern point of the lower 48 states in Washington, Nia Bay, Washington. All the way top right. All the way
to the top, right before Canada.
Yeah, you could see Canada basically. Okay.
Yeah.
They took me whale watching out there. They took me deep sea fishing, all kinds of stuff. Sick. They smoked salmon right in front of me, like taught me like how they did it. I watched them fillet the fish, everything down to putting it on the grill, and I ate like fresh smoked salmon right off the grill. That was awesome too. Not everybody gets that one. That was really cool. Eating good. I just got invited to a Giants game. I just was at 2 Giants games for their opener weekend. Out of 3 of their games, they won 2 of them, and I was there. So that was a really cool experience. Cool, yeah. Now, when it comes to more special experiences, there's a movie called Joe Bell. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's about Mark Wahlberg plays a father, Joe Bell, who after his son Jaden Bell, who was 12, took his life on the school ground, on the schoolyard at 12 years old. Kids are dicks. He wanted to go to New York, so his dad decided, I'm going to walk across America, go to New York, and talk about bullying. His dad got Joe Bell got hit by a semi in Colorado early in the morning. A semi driver fell asleep and he died. So there's a brother, Joseph Bell, who is dad's Joe Bell, and his brother was Jaden Bell. I got to have dinner with him in LeGrand, Oregon, walking through their town right after I heard that, 2 days before that, I heard that movie was like, that family was from LeGrand. So I had reached out since I was about to go there. Hey, does anybody know this family? And somebody got me in touch with them. And I got to have dinner with Joe Bell's son. So that was a real special moment. I lined it up perfect because I only count the days I walk on the days I walk. So even though I started over 2 years ago, I'm only on day 500 or 511 as of today. But day 500 lined up perfectly with my 31st birthday, and I walked across the Golden Gate Bridge. I had never, seen it before. And the 39th survivor of jumping off of the Golden Gate Bridge, the last person to survive jumping off, came and walked across with me. With a whole group of people that came out with signs and everything. But that was a really special moment, too.
That was like your Forest Gump moment. You had the followers with you.
So I feel like I've had a lot of Forest Gump.
I was gonna ask, you ever had a Forest Gump? Because you're like the modern day Forest Gump, right? You know what I mean? But then you mentioned the guy that's running. I would say maybe he's the modern day Forest Gump.
So there is somebody that has actually went and ran the actual route that Forrest Gump ran in the movie. There is somebody that has actually went and done that. So there is a true Forrest Gump out there. Now, with that being said, I actually have the Forrest Gump outfit. It's back in Oklahoma. But just the way it seems like he meets all the right people and all the right experiences happen in his life for the most part. I feel like that happens with me in my life. Like going to that Giants game the other day, walking into the Sunset District of San Francisco right before my hotel within less than I think like half a mile. I was getting so close to my hotel. 2 different people stopped me within a 5-minute period to ask me if I was walking across America. Both of those people played in a part separately of me going to 2 different Giants games.
That's
like
amazing.
Divine experience. Going through Oklahoma City, where my old youth pastor. So if you were to just go Florida to Washington State and press in a walking route, it would not take you through Oklahoma. It would take you over Oklahoma. I decided that I was going to go to my old youth pastor who has his own church and has had one in Oklahoma for a long time, and he used to be my youth pastor in Florida back in like 2011, 10-ish area. So I told him that I wanted to come up and visit for a couple weeks. So I walked to Oklahoma City, made Oklahoma City a part of my route, stayed there for 2 weeks. He's like, hey, have you ever heard of the Great Salt Plains? I said, no. He's like, look it up. You should check it out. 100 miles off my route, but I decided to add it on. That took me through Enid, Oklahoma, where I met my girl. Divine interventions left and right, man. And there's way too many to sit here. Like, it would take me forever to go through all of them. But
I've got time.
but if that tells you, like, it's like a Forrest Gump thing, because everything lined up in his favor, it seemed like. And you know what? I understand any of this could be taken from me at any given time, so it's super awesome that I've been blessed the way I have.
Yeah. That's tight. So like I feel like, if you walk a certain path, you're gonna meet people walking the same path, right? So like you said that those Giants games, I bet like the path was for you to go watch those Giants game, and the universe tossed those 2 invites for you, and you were gonna take one, but you were smart enough to take 2, probably, right? That's how I feel. And like, not just that, you embarked on this journey, and you don't know what you're gonna find, but you hope you find something good and you change your life. And someone's all like, yeah, go check out Oklahoma. And then you find possibly your future wife, bro, right? Like that. Yeah, dude, like you walk a path, you're going to find the people that you're meant to find on that path,
Exactly. And when your heart and your mind's in the right spot, everything tends to fall into place pretty easy, too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're God's favorite, life's good, dog,
We're all God's favorite, though. We're all God's favorite.
That's my little joke. Whenever something just goes right for me, I'm like, oh, God's favorite,
Yes, blessed by the best.
Yeah, exactly. So what are your what challenges have you overcome, if you don't mind them sharing? Or sharing them?
like on the journey.
Yeah, what challenges have you over, like, if you come across in your journey, like maybe some asshole people that you have to deal with, or maybe like you probably got jumped. I don't know if you care to share some of these kind of stories, or has it been overall amazing for you?
For the most part, it has been pretty absolutely amazing. And it wasn't. It was somebody I had met earlier in the day through somebody else, and after a long day of problems, I did have to bear mace somebody twice in a hotel room in Oklahoma. I've ran into the little issues like that. I've walked through. Oh no, this was before I met her. But I've been through. Let's say I got a hernia in Alabama. I walked to Colorado with it. It got so bad I had to get emergency Medicaid so I could get surgery. I got surgery in Colorado, had to stop for 2 months. I paused on day 208 in August of 2022. Day 209 I picked back up on. That was November 9th, 2022. November 10th was the first time I ever saw snowfall out of the sky. And I had to walk through the Rockies of Colorado, Utah, and Idaho in one of their record winters.
Oh,
they hit a bunch of records last year.
yeah, we all did. Yeah, California too.
Yeah, it was bad. So I was out there walking in the snow, people on the side of the road giving me Carhartt jackets and the hoodies and ski mask and all kinds of stuff.
That's fucking blessed by the best.
It was epic.
Favorite, bro.
It was epic.
Yeah,
It was epic.
Oh yeah. So like, you said that you were kind of just abusing drugs or whatnot, and you were going down the barrel of the hole. Like, how much of that really influenced to take this journey, you think? Like, just to get away from that, maybe.
So, whether I was on this journey or not, I would be living that clean life, because once I decided in prison that it was time for me to change my life, it was, no matter what I decided to do. Now, me being out here and not being on all that stuff that I was, well, even the fact that I've done it or been through it, my story reaches with anybody and everybody who has ever touched the drug. Anybody and everybody who is in recovery or has been in recovery or wants to go into recovery, because I've been there and done it that way. So I guess in a sense, all that negative stuff has affected it in a positive way, that I can be out here talking about stuff the way that I do openly, to make other people know, like, they don't have to be ashamed of talking about the stuff that's hard for people to talk about. Yeah. Even when it comes to mental health. You know how many men I have had pull over on the side of the road, and hug, grown men too, hug me and like, dude, thank you for talking about mental health. I have a hard time talking about it. Like, you're a man talking about mental health. That is awesome. I'm like, I didn't realize the importance of it like that. I just know I've dealt with my own things.
You're a boy,
but
don't cry.
Right? Yeah, no, we can cry, and it's okay to cry. It is.
So like, I want to ask, so like, what advice do you have for people that are going through mental health or addiction problems? Like, what advice can you give them now that you've experienced, like a salvation, I would say?
And before I forget this, if there anybody that it does feel so ashamed and feel so hopeless or alone, and you don't know how to talk to anybody about it, or you don't want to tell anybody around you, 988 is a crisis hotline that you can call, text, or email. Just put in 988 in your phone, whatever. There's always going to be somebody there that you will remain anonymous and you can share and talk about, but they are there for you. They love you and they care about you. They don't got to know who you are in person. They just care about human life in general. So please know that the 988 crisis hotline is always there.
988, folks.
988 crisis hotline. And also, if to anybody struggling with any depression or suicidal thoughts, I want to let you know that I love you and I care about you. And I want you to know that you have value and purpose, whether you don't see it in yourself, whether you see it in yourself right now or not. You have value and purpose. We all do. Sometimes we don't know what it is. Sometimes we decide to take drastic measures to never get to experience the chance to find out what those values and purposes are. And I don't want you to lose sight that you do have value and purpose. And I hope that you can find your passions and value in life. You have to love yourself. You have to show yourself self-love and self-care. It's not always going to be easy. I don't want anybody to think that it's just something that happens overnight. It's a sugar-coated thing. No, it's nothing like that. You have to put in work. You have to work on yourself. It takes self-sacrifice. It takes self-discipline. It takes self-motivation. It's not always easy. Some days it's going to absolutely suck, but it's worth it. And just stay strong, never give up, and know that you matter. And to anybody struggling with addiction, support systems are absolutely amazing. Groups are great, but you're not going to get clean unless you actually want it yourself. And it's not just the idea of getting clean. The idea of getting clean is getting everything that comes with getting it clean, just not giving up the substance itself. You got to be willing to give it up, and you have to want it. If you don't want it, then it don't matter. Sorry to say that. And unfortunately, right now, there is fentanyl in everything, not even just in drugs and other stuff. They're putting it on all kinds of crazy stuff. You got to be careful because it's literally life and death, and we all deserve to go out there and live our best lives, and nobody needs to have it brought on any sooner than later, especially playing with things that never to ever glorify me ever doing it, but just 5, 6, 7 years ago, it was totally different than it is now, because people are dropping like flies, and people have to carry Narcan in their pockets and things like that, and you didn't have to do that back then, so it's not worth it. But your life is worth living your best life and doing everything that you got to do to make sure that happens.
How much you think actually like getting out of Florida was like helpful in like curing yourself? You know, because like I think you've mentioned that you're not even trying to go back to Florida, you're trying to go back to Oklahoma. You know what I mean? So it's like, so yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of people don't give themselves the opportunities and stay in the same places and be like, why is it so hard for me? It's like, bro, get up and leave. It sucks, but sometimes getting out, I think, is like the number one important thing.
And you know what, I can agree, and this is something I've been trying to start talking about more, because say you do deal with suicidal thoughts. There's so many people that are taking their lives. Once you take your life, you sacrificed everything here on this earth that you'll never ever have the chance to get back. Ever. And this is the thing. If you would be willing to do that and leave everything behind that way and not even get the chance to get it back or live a good life, then I want to encourage you, if you feel like you got to sacrifice everything, then go walk across America, because I promise you will experience the good in people that you've never experienced before. And you're talking to somebody that has been doing it for over 2 years. I'm over 4,700 and like 70 something miles walked now. And that's just fact. So go out there and walk. Go out there on a journey. Leave everything behind. Screw it. You know what? Because there's going to be people out there that'll take care of you, and you don't even got to ask for it, because that's just something that comes with a journey like this.
5 things in your backpack. What are you taking to start this journey?
Water, food, good shoes, a solar panel, and a phone.
All right. You wouldn't say that cart? People carry backpacks, right? So yeah.
Yeah, about to say, well, if just for things that I have to have, yeah, those. I don't even have to have the solar panel, but it makes it convenient. It does.
Yo, Jackery, you need to sponsor this guy ASAP. Shout out to Jackery.
Jackery, what's up? I got one on my cart.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because like my homie got a Jackery, and he's kind of right now, living in his car right now, and he's like, this thing is a game changer.
Jackeries are awesome. I actually had a solar panel that I was charging it straight from for a long time. I lost it somewhere in Oregon. But, yeah, Jackeries are epic. I got the Explorer 300, and I've had it for over a year and a half now, I think. It's been pretty good. Yeah. Big game changer. Big game changer. Mine charges one phone 30 times. Yeah. And I charge a lot of stuff, and it keeps everything charged up, so.
Yeah. You're sleeping on him, Jackery. Hey, so what? So now you're on the journey. What keeps you motivated to stay on this journey? What's like, bro, I got a lady. I feel like I've done a lot of shows. Like, I can just go back to Oklahoma, live a good life, be happy. Like, what keeps you motivated on this journey?
I'm gonna back off of something I said earlier. A person's only as good as their word. Their word's only as good as their action. I told people I'm gonna walk all four corners, and I ain't there yet.
Okay, what corners you got left? Florida's bottom right. You've been to the top left.
But so that doesn't even count. I'm talking like specific places as the most northwestern, southwestern, northeastern, southeastern. So I started in Jacksonville Beach, Florida, without the four corners on my mind. 13 states, 3,292 miles, diagonal to Long Beach, Washington. Then I walked up to Cape Flattery to hit the most northwestern point. After that's when I decided that I wanted to do all four corners. So now I basically have almost done walking the whole West Coast down from the top of the West Coast to the bottom in San Diego, right to the border. And then I will cut the southern states back across to Florida. I will go down to the Keys and then up the East Coast to Maine.
All right, get some fucking what is it? Clam chowder over there.
Bro,
Boston Scrog.
I have had so much clam chowder here on the West Coast, it's not even funny.
Really? I mean, yeah. I love going to Santa Cruz on the pier, and there's a clam chowder spot right there that I like to go to. Dolphins, I think it's called, but yeah.
Oh, I love clam chowder.
Hell yeah. What's your favorite food?
Seafood.
Seafood, huh?
I love seafood.
Hell yeah.
So the West Coast has been great for me.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, it's good out here. But California's a little different. I don't know. I feel like it's just like, it's like super bootsy and whatnot. And you don't get like, you can't go on the street and get some bomb ass seafood on the street for some reason. You have to go to these bootsy places. But I was in Hawaii and I felt like that was the place, like literally a street cart, and it has like the bombest poke you've ever had. You know what I mean? Like,
really?
Roach Coach, and it had the bombest poke you'd ever get, bro. Delicious, fresh food, and it was just like this. It's how my lady says Mexico is. Like, you go to Mexico and there's a guy with a fucking table and a tent, and he's shucking oysters, and the oysters are like moving live because it's so fresh, and yeah, that's how I want to go experience something like that, you know. And I bet you probably have experienced something like that, but like, I know in places like this in California, it's so regulated, you're not gonna get that. It's too. Man, I don't want to talk shit on the journey or whatnot, but like seafood out here in California, I feel like it's like it could be fresher, but there's laws, right, about having it frozen for a certain time and whatnot, and yeah.
True that.
Yeah.
True that.
My bad, taking it sideways. So have you encountered unexpected acts of kindness? Like you were saying, you literally were walking the tundra and people were just giving you jackets and whatnot, right?
Yes. There has been a couple different times that somebody will pull over on the side of the road and donate $500.
No way.
I've had it happen before.
That's fucking sick, bro.
It doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
Often.
But do you feel like maybe that's what the bums are doing, right? Because I bet like some of the homeless people that are asking for money, they get cashed out sometimes, and that's probably the reason to get that, you know.
Well, the reason I'm being blessed is because a lot of these people that do something for me have lost a family member to the causes I'm walking for or something like that.
Okay.
You know, so it's a little more intense. But I mean, I know that some of those people do make a good income. But
I have a story.
you know, but for me it's not about the money. So like I've had so many different types of random acts of kindness. One of the coolest things is my heavy stuff. I've only had to push every bit of my heavy stuff in this cart since Tillamook, Oregon, twice.
Okay.
Twice. That's kindness. People just helping transport my stuff.
I started hitchhiking up north California, and that was a huge scene. Just you throw your thumb out, people pick you up. Where you going? Right there. I can take you this far. Cool.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
it's a big scene over there, dude.
So much kindness. People have blessed me with lodging and food and just everything. Like I said earlier, there's so much more good in the world than bad. This journey just tends to bring it out in a lot more people.
Yeah. I really agree with you on that. You know what I mean? Like literally, there's a lot more nice people in the world than there are assholes or evil people. But I don't know why we're so infatuated about knowing the drama, the bad things and stuff like that. Like Like I feel like if we literally conditions ourselves to like see the good things in life, promote the good things in life, and we can really see the negative, like a kid gangbanging isn't normal and it shouldn't be normal, but like out here in California, it's almost glorified. Oh yeah, that's right, little homie, and it's just like, nah, dude. But it's just what it is, I guess. I don't know, man. It's just like it's all backwards. That's how I feel, at least, you know.
Right. Yeah. It's life is crazy. It don't make sense sometimes, but at least I got my mind right.
Yeah. So what message do you have for the people out there? What have you gathered in this journey? Like, I think your overall, I mean, the you matter is like, I think your big message right there. What other messages you have?
At the end of the day, addiction, depression, mental health and recovery issues does not discriminate on your age, your social status, your race, how you grew up, how much money's in your pocket, where you went to school, how big your house is. It does not discriminate on any of that, from the poorest of neighborhoods to the richest of neighborhoods. People are killing themselves and people are losing their lives to overdose. It don't matter what country you're from. It don't matter what language you speak. There's hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of countries between 7 different continents. And I don't know too much about Antarctica. I know it's pretty isolated, but I'm pretty sure I could Google an overdose somewhere in Antarctica. Sadly enough, I would be willing to bet. That's the issue, is that it's happening everywhere and doesn't discriminate. So please, we got to take away hatred and jealousy and envy and malice and anger. If we don't like what somebody's got going on in their life, why do we spend negative energy focusing on telling them what we don't like about their lives instead of offering them respectful, positive solutions? If we can't do that, then why aren't we just focusing on positivity on our life? Because the more we're spreading negative energy to them, that's still negativity that we are still putting in our own lives, whether it's directed at us intentionally or not. We're still getting that negativity. Why not change that to positivity and everybody live a better life?
I feel like I said, that's the overall message. I feel like we get force fed all this negative propaganda, this like I don't know, like there's a lot of good in the world that could be promoted, but it's overshadowed by the negative news and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, I like knowing what's going on around the world, but sprinkle a little bit of rainbows and unicorns there sometimes, you know what I mean? Like I feel like it'll change people's perspective on life, but again, like it's not just what we see on TV too, is what we decide to listen to in the car, right? Like on the way to the grocery store, I'm selling drugs and killing my ops, right? I'm listening to some rap music, right? So, yeah. I've noticed that you listen to even like happier music, your mood's completely different, like changing from gangster rap to a reggae, your mood changes. Like if you don't know, check it out. If you're like a heavy gangster rap listener, try to throw on a little bit of reggae and you'll notice the mood change, so
go from like hardcore headbanging metal to Christian.
Give it a shot, you know what I mean?
That'll change the whole mood too.
You know what I mean? Give it a shot. I mean, I'm not saying like complete different aspects, but try a lighter music that you do like, you know what I mean? But hey, there's some dope ass Christian rap. I've listened to some bars about Jesus, bro. So yeah.
God is good.
God is good. God is great, dude. God is good. God is great, homie. 100%, dude. Yeah. Any final words for the little homies walking the world?
Please never forget that you matter and we do recover. Believe it or not, we all go through very, very similar things. Maybe not every person's been through the exact same thing as every other person, but we all have bad days. We're all so similar. At the end of the day, the only thing guaranteed in every single one of our lives is death, and we all bleed the same colored blood.
Yep.
Love each other.
Oh, yeah.
Love each other, guys. Lift each other up, because there's no need for the hate. There's no need for all these people losing their lives. These are people's brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers and grandpas and uncles. Let it go naturally. Let's not take each other's lives or force each other down destructive paths anymore. Yeah. Love, guys, love.
It's all love, everybody. Thank you so much.
My page, A Walking Testimony.
Yeah, plug your socials. What are your ads? Your Instagram?
You can follow me on Facebook at A Walking Testimony. You can follow me at YouTube and Instagram, both the same tag at A_walking_testimony. And my TikTok is Kyndal Ray, all one word, KYNDALRAYY. But I don't really do a ton on TikTok. So, yeah, and never forget that you matter.
Hell yeah. Love, everybody.
Peace.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Man. It's like all we do is do drugs or drink, you know what I mean? Kick it.